Hi everyone, thank you for being with us today. And we have this very unique opportunity to look at the energetic factors in this house. It's geopathic stress, it's feng shui, a combination of things. And the energies in this house, I was really fascinated when I did a bit of a preview for the owner we will get to meet. And there's been some issues going on in the lives of the people. And anyways, so I had the opportunity to do a pre-evaluation. And when I discovered what I saw there previously, I says, oh my goodness, this is such an opportunity for everyone to see this. And again, we're looking at energetic measurements, okay, geopathic stress, what comes from the earth, is even as far as 3,000 feet and down. Everything that's happening all around us. Then there's the geometrics, the design, the flow of the house, the patterns that exist. Everything sets up into energy. Everything is energy. And as they intermingle, they create energetic fields. And again, these energies end up affecting us. And that could be negatively and positively. So as we're moving into the house, you will see it's a beautiful home, but there's some very unique energies there. So let's go inside and allow you to see what is going on and what this perhaps could mean for you. Okay, so we're going to go into the house. All right, here's my wands, my guns, and we're going to evaluate that. And even as we're walking in towards the house, I have these two samples, and I'll just show you that energy lines exist everywhere. Okay, so from a geopathic stress. And see, these wands are open now as soon as but these are water samples. But as I walk forward, we're going through different zones. And watch, they close up, they point forward. And there's another energy line. Okay, closes up. There's another energy line, closes up. So these energy lines are coming from everywhere. And most of it outside here probably coming from deep down in the earth. So this could be water lines, gas lines, sewer lines, you name it, or even mineral deposits. So as we walk towards the house, you can see it, it's opening and closing, and it's doing it more. Because now we have the geometrics of the house, the walls, just everything that has a shape can also drastically affect everything. Okay, then we have, of course, the feng shui aspect of things, okay? Everything is energy, everything is energy, and they all interrelate and they form these energy fields, and they can work on it. So there could be energy vampires living in your home. Let's go in. You watch as I go in, and here we are, it's opened up. There's an energy line, closes, there's another energy line, closes. And so there's energy lines, very short separation in this area. Likewise, if I walk this way, there's an energy line. And about every 3 feet, there's another energy line. And it probably has to do with the structures in the floor, as well as piping, electrical, plumbing, and so on. So as you can see, energy lines running this way as I was walking in. Now I'm standing this way, energy lines coming in this way. So what this will do is that where these energy lines cross, they create an energy center, perhaps even a vortex. And with that vortex, it can be working in a favorable, or again, they can become like an energy vampire. So I'm just going to show through this living room area how that affects. And these lines, which you'll find in here, are also being reflected up and above. And if we examine the angles in the walls, okay, energy flows all the way along them. So sometimes the smoother the lines, the smoother the energy is too. But we got a lot of sharp corners, so energy is flowing, interacting. Okay, so comes from below, comes from within the house, and everything else that kind of comes in here. So what I'm going to do here, we're in the entranceway, and as I walk backwards, you see there's an energy line, and I walk backwards, there's another energy line. I walk backwards, there's another energy line. About every 3 feet, we've got these energy lines. Oops, I'm into the couch, and there's another energy line. So they repeat themselves a lot, okay? And this will be going right through the whole room. Now, I'm going to come forward here a little bit, and I'm just going to go facing this way. Once again, there's an energy line. There's an energy line. A lot of energy lines, okay? And so it's about every 2 to 3 feet. And again, where the lines cross, okay, like this, it creates an energy center, right? So, how do these, they'll exist through the whole structure. We saw they were outside, not as frequent as in the house, because again, the geometrics place more with it, with whatever's coming from the earth as well, and from above perhaps. But energy being what? Invisible to us, okay? So, but they do exist, and we're going to show you some real unique dynamics. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change for the sampling. I have these to test for positive energy, okay? And we want the energies to be positive, okay? Because, you know, the principles of life giving life, so we want to reinforce life. We don't want energy vampires. So, in general now, what you see is, okay, the rebalancing. As I walk through this room, okay, we see, again, if we hold it in anything representing nature, flowers, pictures, it produces good, but since I walk back from it, okay, it's negative. So in this case, what we see, when the guns are pointing in this direction, it's negative energy. When they open up like this is positive energy. So, okay, rebalance. So this negative, negative, and I'm bringing them to these flowers. It's positive in front of the picture. Again, it's all positive, so it's actually good. In front of this right now, it's negative, but since I get in front of the picture this far, it's positive. So whether they're pictures, whether they're physical objects, they each play their part in that. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you that in this room, we currently have a lot of negative energy. Okay, so much of it is. Again, beautiful picture here, positive energy, but as soon as we walk away. In the dynamics that we had discovered previously is that there's about 90% negative energy in this home. And what we find is that the inhabitants, and you'll meet the owner of the house, there's been effects of high levels of anxiety, and issues like that, even some of the certain disease issues that have been kind of devastating in a way. And who knows? It's a beautiful looking home, but what is the energy? Could this be the cause of some of the, physical manifestations? Again, the word disease, out of balance, okay? So this home has got a lot of out of balance conditions. So as we proceed in here, walk back again, this whole hallway area, this entranceway, displays with it, this is very negative energy. Bring it to this plant, again, nature, okay? The things in nature can be designed to really help us. So this plant, I can even feel the energy in these wands. Beautiful, good. All right, now we have some stuff here that is kind of artificial, but still in its format and its colors, it adds some good energy. We can go walk from here in towards, again, we got mirrors, lots of mirrors, and you'll find that actually mirrors actually create a lot of negative energy. I'm going to show you some aspects of the mirrors in one bedroom upstairs. It has a lot of mirrors, okay, and why it's important. If you do have mirrors in your bedroom, whether it's on your dresser or simply on your, on the doors, if you want to have a good night's rest, cover them with something, okay, and then we can change all that. So again, we're going to go walk from here and this whole hallway. We're going to enter into the kitchen area, and once again, this is fairly negative. And when you have even like kitchen sinks, there's drains that take the energy out, okay, which is okay because you want to remove dirt, garbage, whatever, so you do a lot of washing. Range hoods, for example, also very negative. So often in the kitchens, there's a lot of negative energy associated. And so, you know, whoever's spending a lot of time working in the kitchen, working around the appliances, cooking a lot of foods, be aware of that. But we will be able to change the dynamics of the energy in the entire structure in our favor, okay? So we're creating more of a better energetic living condition for us. So you can see much of the energy even here, except for where the plant is. So plants are great, okay? Put lots of living things in your home, okay? So more plants, the more good energy you bring into it. So again, this whole area, look at that, okay? So there's really very few areas right now where we have that. So if wherever you go and you have this energy vampire hanging on to you, sucking the life force out of you, it puts the body in a stress mode. And stress causes disease. And remember the word disease, it's out of balance. So we need to balance the bodies, but we also, you know, need to balance the building we live in, we work in. And again, a lot of this stuff, even though it looks great, but there is more to it, okay? Energy is invisible. So we're going to go upstairs. Now moving into the upstairs area, the bedrooms. And the bedrooms are meant for sleeping, for healing, repairing, resting. And as we're moving up the stairs, so typically too, there's an energy flow as we go upstairs, and the energy flows up. And so therefore, it tends to be always on the negative side, okay? So here we are on the landing upstairs. You can see again, it's negative, 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 okay? And then we will go into this bedroom. So as we walk into the bedroom, you can see this has been predominantly negative. Big bathrooms. It's okay to have the bathrooms negative because again, you're washing yourself, you got sinks and drains flowing out of the house. It is removing the energies, it's removing the dirt. And then as we move and proceed over to this area of the bed, and beautiful bed, well done. She even got a little table in place here where she probably spent a little bit of time doing some meditating, reading, and maybe, you know. But you can see how this area here too is created with a lot of negative energy, okay? So there are certain strong dynamics, mirrors here, this full-blown mirror, okay? It's negative. So we need to change things in order to get our bedrooms in a much more positive. So Jazz is going to, and again with mirrors, just to help you and show you that if we were to cover mirrors, so she's got a sheet, okay, and this is quite a large size mirror. So beware of that. If you have mirrors, and you know, nothing wrong with having mirrors, they serve a purpose, but you definitely do want to be aware, more mirror, the more negative energy they create all the time, okay? So as soon as that mirror is covered with that sheet, watch what happens. The energy changed, the wands change their direction. Now we have created a big positive energy field. I can follow right along the mirror. So the mirror is neutralized, okay? So many things that we can, but as soon as I stepped out of that, again, there's the energy flowing here into the bathroom area, okay? And it's kind of created a negative. And then we found one other interesting spot. So while I'm standing here, just because we've changed it, I'm going to just get you to remove the sheet from the mirror and watch how that changes again, right? So enjoy your mirrors, enjoy watching yourself in the mirror, and don't forget to smile when you look at yourself, all right? That's always uplifting. But they can have a negative effect. So sleeping, mirrors, neutralize them. Okay, so here we go into a bedroom, and again, it's negative. The whole, we have several mirrors in here. There's actually 3 mirrors, okay? And over top of the bed, all negative energy, okay? So, as you can see, this has also got a lot of negative energy. And this can possibly lead to a lot of anxiety. So, perhaps do one thing, just remove yeah, you can also, once again, cover. Yeah, sure. And then the other thing we'll do is we'll just lift that mirror out of here, and you can see how that also changes things. So if they're removable, great. But yeah, as soon as she covered that mirror, watch what this happened. Again, like in the other bedroom, it changes things. Okay, so go ahead and remove that cloth once again. What will happen? It's negative, okay? So all right, so that's one way of dealing it. The other way would be by removing that mirror. So she's just going to carry that mirror out of this space, and watch what happens, okay? We now have much more positive energy, including all over top of this bed, which can contribute to a better sleep. One more mirror here. As I stand in front, you can see again. So the effects of mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. So one more time, she will cover this mirror. Okay, so there you are, back to positive energy, okay? So there is an answer for taking care of mirrors. Either remove them or cover them. And that will help to create a more positive atmosphere, a place of being able to get a better night's sleep, which is so truly important for not just physical health, but mental, emotional health, okay? So sleep is meant there for healing at every aspect. So as we move from here, now, of course, identifying the the problems is also coming up with solutions. And we want to provide you not just with problems, but we want to provide you with solutions. So as we're going to go downstairs, we're going to have Jazz talk a little bit about it, and then we're going to bring in some solutions to it as well. So let's go downstairs. Let's find out what this has been doing on a personal level for the owner of the home, before and after, now that we know what's taken place. So again, going down the stairs, we have negative energy here again. So, but that mirror effect that we have had up there was massive. That little bedroom that is located, it just has a lot of dynamics on that overall top floor. Okay, so we're going to go in here, and our next thing is we're going to have Jazz explain what has been going on in her life.
Okay, so we bought this house in 2001. I was expecting my 4th child, and the house we lived in didn't have an extra room, so we had to move. We moved in, actually when we bought this house, or when we first come to look at it, it was just walking into the foyer. The house called to me and said, "I'm yours." So I love this house. It's one that I fell in love with without even seeing the whole thing. Over the past, I'm going to say 16, 17 years, as we grew into the house, my workload obviously got heavier and heavier. There was a lot of stress involved. It was a big territory I was managing. And all these things, when we sort of let them all build up and just carry on, for me, I believe it does shift things, not only in the environment that we live in, but also in our own inner beings. 2015, I believe I lost my job after 37 years. Was looking after Western Canada for Scotiabank. You can cut that part out. Lost my job after 37 years in the financial industry, was looking after Western Canada. When they decided to eliminate my position, the time, I was a little sad that I was losing my job, career. But at the same time, it was, okay, well, great. I have time to think about what do I want to do now. So they packaged me out. 2 months later, after all my benefits were gone, I found a lump on my right breast and went in to see the doctor, and then that whole journey started. January of 2016, I was diagnosed with breast cancer and had a couple of surgeries to remove lymph nodes, to remove the cancerous mass, And then we went into chemo treatments, and then we went into radiation. And then once all that was completed, it was the after effects of the medications, and obviously it takes a toll on the mind as well. Being able to sort of regenerate my body from inside with the help of my Ayurvedic counselor, practitioner, we were able to make, a lot of headway, I'm going to say, in getting my energy levels back, getting some mental clarity back, because a lot of stuff happens with chemo and radiation to the insides that we don't see on the outside. In November of 2017, I decided that it was time for me to get back into work mode. So I had gotten my broker license, my mortgage broker license. I did not want to work in the executive roles anymore, just because of the stress level, and ease myself into work. I was very happy. I was calling all my old contacts and clients and starting to reach out. And then in December, midway through December, I was driving out to meet a client for coffee and was involved in a car accident. My car was totaled. And I then, since the day after the accident, have lived with like a chronic headache and chronic pain in my body, which adds further, I'm going to say, mental debilitating factors for me in not being able to do what I had started to do. I was excited. And so these things, again, impact your energy, how you're feeling mentally and physically. And I feel like I started to go into depression. Dealing with the chronic physical pain was one aspect of it. Getting non-traditional therapies seemed to help relieve the pain, but not get rid of it totally. And I'm sure that as I get stronger and stronger over time, all those alternative therapies are going to be what help me get through, not their traditional medications and pharmaceutical drugs. So the last few months, I'm going to say, has been very, very difficult. On top of dealing with the cancer, I was also going through a divorce at the time. And now, as the breadwinner of the family, it's difficult because I was the caregiver. I was a financial provider for my family. And not being able to work right now, just due to physical and mental limitations, I'm going to say, is very stressful and hard. So I always like to look outside and say, what can we do? How is the house impacting me? How is this impacting me? How is that impacting me? So I was fortunate through Parvinder Gurwal to be introduced to Richard. And Richard Leewell then came over and did some energy readings and testings on my house to see how are we helping each other, or how can we help each other by changing a few things. And just through the findings, I thought it was really, really neat to see the areas of the house that were so negative with energy, which really helped me understand the impact to anybody that's suffering from anxiety or depression, and what we need to do to change our environment to make our mental and physical better. So he came through, we did a bunch of different tests, and I'm going to let him talk more about that. But the things that we implemented after he'd come through, we have a coil that's in, it plays different frequencies. We were able to figure out which frequencies were good for me and the house and align it to that. And I'm going to say for the last week or so, I've been playing that one particular frequency. The energy in the house seems to have settled. I myself feel a lot more balanced, stronger. I felt very, very weak emotionally. My daughter also has suffered from anxiety quite highly, and she's also calmed down and being a little bit more communicative and talkative and more balanced, I'm going to say. So I'm a believer of this technology. I'm a believer of energy healing, and I think sometimes we just need to keep exploring and make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and our environment so that we feel at our best capacity.
Okay, so now what we're going to get Jas's DNA through these Q-tips. So I've taken 2 Q-tips out, two Q-tip halves. Oops. And she's going to put a little bit of saliva on each one. Again, the saliva will contain her DNA. Okay, insert it in these tubes. I put the caps on them. And then I'm going to put in my wands or my guns here. And they will tune to her because this is her frequency. Her DNA is her frequency. So what this will show us is that under the present condition of all the geopathic stress, feng shui, whatever, the energy components of the house, the way it is with a lot of negative energy, and we give it a reference point. And then we will correct it with the coil where we start playing the earth frequencies to bring more love and to bring more balance in the house. And we're going to show you how it's going to balance the house, but how it also will help her energetic dynamics, her bioenergy field. Okay, so once again, it's got now her Q-tips in there. I pointed at her. It stays pointing at her. If I point to the cameraman, no, it's not his frequency. As soon as I bring it in, back to her, watch what happens. And if you walk sideways a little bit, walk in that direction, watch what happens, it follows. Okay, come on back this way. And so it's like a GPS essentially, okay? So anywhere up to 600 feet, I'm gonna be able to locate you with your DNA in it. And it could be not just saliva, it could be hair, it could be skin, it could be nails, it could be photographs even. All right, so I'm going to walk backwards, and based on the dynamics of the home as it is, like right now it opens up. So I'm in her energy field while it's pointing, but as I come towards the edge of the energy field, you can see it open up. So her bioenergy field, her aura, okay? So this is the reference point, this wall, the edge of that wall right there, okay? And then later on, we're going to come back as we change the dynamics of the house. So I'm going to take this out once again. We're going to leave this here, and then afterwards we're going to put her DNA back in there, okay, with the red caps. Okay, so let's walk over and have a look at that coil. And if we know that the coil is going to get activated, here we have the energy coil, and she's activating them, and we're going to set it up for the earth frequencies. We've done some more talks on our previous videos. If you want to know more about it, please go to my Facebook channel or YouTube channel. So Facebook, Richard Lewald.
So and now it's on earth frequency.
Okay, so now it's playing on the earth frequency. So 7.83 hertz is the heartbeat of the earth. It's also known as the Schumann waveform, okay? And it's an energy of love, okay, because we know how the earth provides everything. So immediately, okay, so now I got the water in here. Remember we saw the lines running this way and that way. That's kind of like geopathic stress. So the lines used to be there, but the lines are gone, okay? They just stay pointing forward, whereas before you see this thing open up like this every time it hit an energy line. So this has neutralized that effect. It also has neutralized it this way. And remember where the energy lines would cross, so we got energy lines running this way, energy lines running this way. Where they cross, they create an energy vortex. Okay, so this is no longer there in this space. So the most important thing, and I will be able to repeat this through the whole house. So let's just walk from here upstairs and then we check it. All right, so the water samples are in there. As you can see now, I can walk through all this space, and there were many lines coming through. We're not picking up on it. So the energies, geopathic stress energies, are now neutralized, okay? And you can go all the way up the stairs. We'll just walk into these two bedrooms also. Okay, so the space and the landing space right now. So they're no longer opening and closing, picking up the lines, okay? It's all uniform, okay? And here we are above the bed. So we've removed actually the energy vortexes. Again, lines running this way, the lines running this way. I'm going to check the other bedroom in here, the daughter's bedroom. And this one has all the mirrors in there as well. And so we've covered the mirror, so I'm going to even take the covers off the mirror and take the cover of this mirror. So this is one way of dealing it. I mean, you can put mirror, covers over top of the mirrors, or you introduce technology that can help you deal with it. So once again, the energies here also, the lines, the energy lines are gone. So now I'm going to remove these two samples, contain water, and then it's going to allow me, then I'm going to reinsert these two tubes, which lets me test for positive energy or negative energy. So when the wand's open like that, this is now all positive. This whole area of the bed is all changed to a positive condition throughout the whole room, regardless now of the mirrors too, okay? And the rest of the objects. So as in feng shui, you know, you got different objects, they create energy fields. And once again, I just want to walk through into this bedroom here. And you can see, again, this has got mirrors in it. And the energy here in this bedroom is completely changed. And you want to have good, nice, balanced energy when you're sleeping, because it's a time of healing, repairing, rejuvenating, okay, resting. Massively important for you to be able to enjoy good physical health, mental health, emotional health. So can these problems sometimes, things like anxiety and depression, be there because we have a lot of energy vampires sucking the life out of us at all these areas, not just physically. And it's not a question of more drugs or a lack of drugs, but it's all this invisible energy, okay, that's working on us. And so the fact is too that we're not just talking about the geopathic, the feng shui type of stuff, but we're also talking about, in the last 100 years, 200 million new frequencies from all the electronics, microwave and cell phones and Wi-Fi and you name it. This is also, so we're really swimming in an ocean of energy waves. So as we have done before, I'm going to remove this and we're going to have Jazz come back in the picture, and I'm going to put her DNA, okay, these Q-tips with her DNA back into here. And just stand a little bit more in the middle of that tile. Good, that's where you were before. So we're using the same reference points. And as you remember, we went up to this wall, okay? So that was where her energy field was before, with the house in that particular condition. But as we've just turned on the coil and show you that the house environment, the energy in the home has changed, how does it affect the individuals living in the home or visiting in the home even? And so here we were, that was the point. Okay, that's how big her energy field was. And now I can keep on going, and I can even keep on going through the wall. So it's certainly improved that. So physically, it's changed the energetics of the body, making that life force much stronger, more balanced, okay? And it will help you at all the different levels, not just physically, again, mentally, emotionally, get you better sleep as we see how the energies in the bedroom change. Or even, say, sitting in this living room, whether you're watching TV or whatever you're doing, right? So all that has changed. Now, what I like to do is, because with this coil, we can introduce various other frequencies. So the house right now benefits the best from the Earth frequency, okay, which is a frequency of love, 7.83 hertz, human waveform. So going back to the frequency generator and the coil, and she's going to set it up for the frequencies of the planets. So, you know, there's Jupiter, Mercury, and all that, and people have heard of Mercury retrograde. And how do the planetary frequencies, okay, that come down, that affects us here on Earth, even though they're distances away, or even the sun's energy, okay? We got plasma from the sun and so on. But how about the moon? You've heard of the word lunatic. What does that really mean? Luna means moon, okay? So many people, and you find out that the conditions in hospitals and mental homes change, or even just normal. Sometimes people get affected by the effects of the moon, full moon activities, okay? And some people think, yeah, you know, this is just a concept. we're going to show you, okay, by playing these frequencies here currently, okay, how the energies, and I'm not turning this, but you can start seeing these things are starting to move, and this one, okay, so
Is it based on Mercury?
Based on Mercury.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see the intensity is setting up, and it's not me moving, it's just the energies here swaying back and forth. So their energies are not balanced, okay, because we got it on positive and it's just going all over. And depending on the location, so I'm standing right here, and we're going to walk back over into that area. And watch as I'm walking away from the coil, these wands are starting to pick up on the energy. Look at this. Oh, wow. These are like rotors. Might act like a helicopter and lift me up. So it's kind of crazy energy, and I'm not doing it, okay? But see how this one goes like crazy? Yes. This one is crazy, is energy. Now one is more stable. I'm not sure why it is, but I can change. Okay, now see when my position changes? And I'm really creating a helicopter effect here. So that's just by changing the frequencies on this. Okay, like, whoa. And I think as I go here in this hallway, it even becomes stronger. Okay, and again, it's the frequencies playing with the geometrics, the designs. These have a lot of sharp corners everywhere. And it's just like, whoa, look at this. And it's speeding up and speeding up and speeding up all the time. Okay, so you can see the dynamics of the frequencies. So planetary stuff. And what do we know? When the astronauts leave the Earth's surface and they get out there, you know, they actually mentally, physically, emotionally fall apart. And this is now in the International Space Station. They have all kinds of frequency stuff, gravitational devices to help hold the body, the physical, mental, emotional body, and they can stay up there for 1 year. What we're demonstrating is here, this is technology, this is science. You maybe have to go kind of dig for it and look at it. Read up about geopathic stress if you like, but it's real. And we're showing you this is real stuff, so it has an impact. So we are going to retake now with Jazz's DNA. We're going to go back in that same spot and we're going to remeasure her DNA. So we have, again, I just reinserted, Jazz's DNA back in here, the ones with the red caps. So we started with the house normal conditions, and then we applied the Earth frequencies through the coil, rebalancing nicely. And now we've got Mercury, okay? And we've heard the expression Mercury in retrograde. So, like, this is, okay, the energy that's affecting her. You can see it's pretty wild with her DNA. So you can see how upsetting this can be to a person, like right up so close. And I know that, you know, this can, like, yeah, anxiety attacks for sure, yeah. You know, and she will tell you that her heart is starting to palpitate, yeah. Even, right? So I can go right away when we were in there. Yeah, just for the other thing. Exactly. But look at this distance, right? This is with your DNA in it, and it is just going wild. So again, just shut it down and come back in, okay? So she's going to shut down the coils. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. So as you can see, she's just shut them down and went to separate these things. And watch how, as the frequencies start starting to dissipate, it slows down, more calming effect, okay? So it's definitely calm. We're bringing some normalcy back in place. And because we just got it normal, yeah. We're back to, again, just lining right up in the wall, okay? Things have settled down. Yeah. So, for the dynamics in this home, and of everything, the walls, the structure, geopathic stress, feng shui, whatever, so far, right now, the Earth frequencies have the best effect. At the future time, we're going to maybe check with the pyramid energy, the sun energy, and we'll remeasure and see how it is. Well, it's kind of like part of it is going to be conditioning this. So, thank you for being with us today. Please share this. Many people need to see this. and you never know who you can help. And by the way, if you're interested in this technology, if you're interested in this coil, we do not have it listed on the website, but contact us, okay? And we can provide you any questions you want answered, or if you want to acquire that, we can also supply that to you. So thanks for being with us. Please share it, like it, send us questions. Thank you.